Gnorp. Welcome to the Gnorp
Apologue.
Who else be Gnorpin'? Greetings everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Gaming Perfection, the series here on YouTube where I set out to 100% my ever-growing catalog of games, and, in the end, answer the question of what makes the perfect game. This story starts with a random DM I got from my friend Alex, channel in the description, telling me to play a clicker/idle game he's been addicted with. With praise like that, I decided to check out the game blind. Little did I know at the time, this game would be unlike any clicker or idle game I've ever played before. Only bit of concern, I see gun sound effects.
Don't worry about it.
My concern aside, the game started out with a simple tutorial introducing the basics of Gnorping. Holy skill tree! Saving the skill tree for later, I'm introduced to the rock, the single most important mechanic of the entire game. Hitting it sends shards flying out that the Gnorps can then use to build all sorts of things. To start us off, the Gnorps built the stash. You see, shards couldn't be used to make anything just lying on the ground, and first had to be collected into the stash. In order to move them to the stash, I needed to click on the top of the piles of shards, moving them a couple of inches. Repeat many more times, and voila, shards. Thankfully, I only had to do this once, as the shards could be used to automate the collection process with the addition of the express. Tossing Gnorps into it would turn them into runners, who would move the shards to the stash for me. Gnorps did not come cheap though, as the only way to get more of them was to build housing, and just like in real life, housing prices just keep increasing exponentially. Once a house is built, 2 Gnorplets will move in, and since I would never employ children here at Gnorp Inc., I have to wait for them to grow up first, completing an achievement.
Alright, you want a quick achievement? Press F3. You can change your color with all the function keys, however, the achievement is an F8.
My eyes! This is your own fault. I agree, this is not pleasant to the eyes. After picking a far more pleasant color for the sky, I put more Gnorps into the express and used the extra shards to buy the House of Shards. This is the place to buy new buildings, but I need more shards to actually get any.
I'd buy the Slam Club if I were you.
However, my clicks were becoming far too slow to keep up with the runner's demands, and Alex was making it very clear what I had to get next in order to start auto-mining shards, so I decided it was about time to get the Slam Club. And let's just say, I can see why Alex wanted me to get them so bad.
They understand. And without pain, there can be no gain.
Oh my gosh, they're amazing. By jumping a few times, the slammers warm up and prepare themselves to be on the receiving end of unspeakable pain.
I love them so much. They're so stupid.
With the slammers going, shards were coming in way faster. Also helped by the additional effect of the slammers knocking the shards further back than my clicks, decreasing the work for the runners. What's the point of a runner if we can just make it fly straight into the stash?
Nah, it never goes that far.
Very obvious foreshadowing aside, the next thing I chose to buy was the rock analysis lab. But I learned what happens when you're...
Heard of Gnorps.
You see, not only are Gnorps used as employees in buildings, but they are also needed in almost every major upgrade. Gnorps were cheap now, but that would not be the case for long. Probably put them into the slammer. That sounds so weird.
Put the Gnorps into the Slammer now. Like a punishment.
Now with the slammer at sufficient capacity, it was time to get an upgrade from the newly unlocked rock analysis lab. Weak spot discovery. Placing 5 weak spots on the rock that would respawn every 2 minutes. Triggering all 5 at once caused an insane burst in damage. This allowed collection to run at full throttle, completing the prestige bar twice. In order to unlock anything on that massive skill tree called the talent stone, you needed prestige points. And the only way to get them was to hit a collection rate threshold, filling up the prestige bar at the top of the screen.
I love the game tip that just reads, "You're doing great."
Thank you, game. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but I'm glad you still believe in me. And while you were distracted with the tooltip, I purchased the Gnorp Propulsion Lab and sent out the first bomber Gnorp into the great beyond of off-screen. Where are you going? This rock won't know what hit him. Bombers weren't the only thing that the GPL unlocked, as facilities we already owned also gained new upgrades. This is the reason the tooltip for the GPL says that it's essentially essential. One of these upgrades is Combo Chance for Slammers, their most important upgrade, strapping a mini jetpack to their back and letting them go ham on the rock. At this point, I was sitting on quite a few prestige points and was wondering when would be the optimal time to prestige, so I decided to ask Alex for a tip.
Wait until your first compression event. If you want to get there quickly, stop upgrading your runners, for now.
That meant I needed more damage and less collection, so I decided it was time to get serious. Give me a second, let me go into my documents folder.
Oh. I just realized what you're pulling up.
There we are.
Oh, Lord.
So relaxing. Now with my fingers no longer dying, I could focus solely on growing the amount of shards on the ground.
You have an awfully tall pile there. Will it get even taller?
Oh, there's a bar now.
You really want that bar to be all the way up.
There's only so high you could stack something though before gravity takes its toll. Behold, the compression event. The compression vent changes a few things. First, the rock spawns out the magical resource Zibellium. After first collecting it,
Come on.
I think he's got it.
Come on. He's so close.
And he's got it.
Yeah! Alright, now he just needs to bring it back. This is my boy, Gnorpio.
The Zybelium brought back by Gnorpio unlocked many special upgrades in every building. With so many upgrades to choose from, I decided to pick the most boring one in the entire game. Literally anything else would have been better. There was even a building called the Garden I could have chose.
Gnorps, we need to cook.
Anyways, the second thing that changed was the Rog's appetite. It got a taste for shards and there was no going back. Just don't ask where they originated from.
Yay!
Easy. With my 4th prestige point, I decided it was time for the first prestige. Now is finally a good time to explain the skill tree. Called the Talent Stone, this is where the meat of the game's progression is. The stone is split into 6 sections, the open one at the top and the 6 brackets below. Each bracket has a milestone perk permanently unlocked after reaching a certain amount of talent points, along with opening up the 6 perks inside to be unlocked. Here you can see I got the Strength and Numbers milestone and was 1 off in the next bracket's milestone and perks. I used the 4 prestige points on extra housing, super hot for fire damage, bathe in fire for 50% bomber speed when the rock is on fire, and popcorn to make the fire shoot shards farther away. As you can probably tell, almost all these perks were relying on fire. That's the strategy for this second run. The archery range would be the core of this strategy, since it's the only way to get access to the hot stuff with the perks we have right now.
What is that? Oh, he's making the arrows.
Archers ready? Fire, fire! Yes, sir!
I told you, it's good.
With the firepower confirmed, it was not long until the first compression event occurred. There was only one problem with the Zybelium this time. Buildings placed in the order they were bought, not in a fixed order.
Gnorpio, he's bringing it back slowly. Come on.
He's got a ways to go. Remind me next time to not buy the research lab so late.
Yeah, I did make that mistake many a time.
After the long wait on Gnorpio, I used the Zybelium on teleportation for the runners to help them keep up with the fire's growing damage. I probably don't want drones.
There's a couple achievements in them. Immediate click. I can tell you how to get an achievement with the drones real quick.
Drones don't cost Gnorps, nice.
And then click on it.
Brutally viciously murder a drone before its time by clicking on it. Oh gosh.
Congrats, you're a murderer.
After a poor drone's completely coincidental untimely demise, I decided to check out drones. To be honest, they're actually pretty good since they don't use any Gnorps, but they needed a specific setup to shine, so I never ended up using them. On the other hand, I finally found out where the gun sound effects came from, and all I needed were Gnorps. I need Gnorp.
Gnorps, assemble!
Gun versus rock acquired. Go, my rifle Gnorps. The trial of the century is about to begin. Who will win? A dumb rock that can't even fight back, or the finest guns Gnorp kind can craft? Now I know why there was an option to disable gun sound effects. I cannot listen to that. You know what? If we're giving Gnorps guns now, why not give Gnorpio a gun too? Once he gets to the rock, he's gonna start doing something. Why is Gnorpio so slow?
Well, I mean, it's a new gig for him, you know?
He's not used to flying with the gun.
No, it's a big weight.
Please, Gnorpio. I want to see you shoot the rock.
Come on.
Yes. With the added gunpowder to the firepower, we easily had the damage to cause another compression event, which was made even easier when Alex told me about the break time upgrade to the Express, which would slow them down by 20% until the next compression event. All that was left was to wait, fitting for an idle game, I suppose. How did you even find this game?
I think it appeared to me in a vision.
You just had a vision that you needed to play the Gnorp game?
I had a vision of a rock, and I thought to myself, I need to click that rock. And then I woke up and I went on Steam, and there it was sitting on my computer, the Gnorp Apologue, and I had to get it. I think it was fate, honestly. That's why they call me the ambassador of Gnorp kind.
And it's all thanks to this Gnorp ambassador that we're here now. Thank you, Alex. And bam! With the power of editing, another compression event complete. Welcome to Blue. Their colors are only aesthetic. Once the Zybelium finally arrived, I unlocked the other Slammer upgrade, Fire Breath. Now, on the 7th combo hit, the Slammer would stop and do 30 times their damage as fire, combining with the current perks. The effects were immediately apparent, stacking a huge pile of shards right in front of the stash. The only problem was that it wasn't consistent, allowing the rock and runners to catch up. Also, these drones I tried to set up didn't help at all. This is why we don't use drones. This failure didn't cause much of a setback though, since putting the runners on break immediately caused a third compression. Welcome to lime green territory. I don't even want to wait for Gnorpio, I'm gonna be honest. But he's gonna take so long.
Yeah, honestly, I say just go for it.
Gnorpio, I'm never putting you that far away again.
I'm never making that same mistake.
However, I didn't stay long, which I immediately realized was a mistake when I found out I was only 1 point away again. The next tier even had amazing talents. It didn't matter though, as this perk single-handedly destroyed the next run. Bullet Breath did not in fact add bullets to the fire, but replaced them, taking away every benefit. Not to mention, choosing the flow didn't help either. Oh my gosh! I didn't think that upgrade meant that far away. It said, they will fly much, much farther. Okay, maybe I should have understood.
Media literacy. Please add slide whistle effects to that in post. It's so funny watching. That pile is just asking to be compressed.
It's right there for you, Gnorpio.
I don't know if he ever got his license, you know?
I would be surprised if he had a license.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think he's authorized to operate that vehicle.
With this Zibellium, I finally noticed the issue with bullet breath. However, at the same time, I noticed the new prestige milestone reward unlocking inspirations for buildings. Because I had 10 runners, I could select the double movement speed inspiration for the slammers, helping to mitigate my bad decisions.
Hey, at least he's on it this time. I think he might have heard us being mean. Gnorpio, I'm sorry, I only meant it in the past.
However, every cloud has a silver lining, and the last talent I picked is arguably the best talent in the entire game, Time Shift Delivery. This talent adds on to the GPL's Zibellium upgrade, Time Shift Impact, which warps bomber Gnorps back after they dive bomb the rock to before they dive bomb the rock, once for every level. This alone makes the GPL OP, but with the perk, every time a Time Shift Impact triggers, it skips the archers and runners forward half a second. That means both collection and support scale with damage, making it the best perk in the game. This is so colorful now. This reminds me of that one sugar game. I don't know if you ever played it where like you had to like get the sugar, you draw it, and then it would go into
What?
the sugar thing. It was like one of those old Flash games.
I have actually no idea what you're talking about.
And it had
here.
like voxel physics, and then you would draw lines and the sugar would fall. And you had to get it to fall into the cup.
I just don't have an idea of what you're talking about. I'm Googling it. Editor, put up an example of this on screen.
If you couldn't tell by my side tangent, this compression event was taking forever. Without the power of Fire Breath, my only choice of an upgrade was to wait for 150,000 shards to get Ultra Boost. Giving the GPL 5x damage, it was more than plenty to get through the next compression event. The Zibellium was only bonus though, because all I cared about was getting one more prestige point and getting out of this terrible run. One talent point was all I needed for the next milestone in its set of perks, which I really should have just gotten on the last run. The new milestone was a lifesaver for starting out. Not only did it provide 2 times click damage, but it allowed me to finally click anywhere on the pile to move it.
Wait, try and trigger the compression event. See, I think you can totally do that.
Before summoning any Gnorps?
Yeah, you just gotta move them all to that one tall stack.
Oh, is it based off of...
It's based off of the tallest, I think.
Is there a point to doing this?
An achievement.
Oh, it's an achievement, okay. I thought we were just doing it for fun. I feel like this is a lot taller than when we do the compression event with the Gnorps. Upstooped Observation passed me. It's all thanks to the new talent you just unlocked, Bigger Pile, which doubles the height of compression events, but it's 100% worth it since the perk suppresses the rock's appetite by 20%. Achievement complete, Speed. Reach the first compression event within 5 minutes of clicking the rock. After the compression, I quickly rebuilt a similar setup to last time, just this time free of bullet breath. However, gun versus rock is where the plan deviates. It was finally time to see the new talent in action, Future to Back. This perk changed all bullets into arrows, and not just plain arrows.
Oh, that's just me.
Oh my gosh, that's just busted! They burn bright and hit the rock so right. Have 10 bombers bathe in fire at the same time. Yeah, we don't need fire breath anymore. The rifle guy is causing so much fire.
Dude, it's going off.
One quick compression event.
My Gnorpio, my beloved Gnorpio.
And one time shift impact coming right up.
Alright, hold on. Does Gnorpio fire bullets or arrows?
It didn't say in the perk. He fires arrows.
Okay, this is
Gnorpio
Gnorpio, my goat.
decided to use that flame above your head.
Gnorpio, my king.
Ultra boost and doubling up on time shift impact was more than enough to compact the stack.
Look at them go. What's the next color after green? I don't know. Orange?
It is orange. You called it. Faced with the choice of spending another Zibellium, I decided to give the Gnorp a try. Oh, there he goes! He warmed up!
Oh!
While that many arrows may look insane, the Gnorp is actually doing almost no damage with them. He's a lot like a very rapid fire pea shooter, a bit like a repeater. Now if the Gnorp is a repeater, then the new building I unlocked after the Geet protocol in the Express would be a melon bolt. YX1AB hits big and it hits hard. Sacrificing shards for rockets, it easily keeps pace at base with all the sources of fire damage. To turn it into Wintermelon though, I would need its Zibellium upgrade vulnerability, which is the most important upgrade in the entire game. However, I wasn't doing enough damage to get to the next Zibellium on this run, so I restarted to reallocate them and picked up 2 new talents while I was at it. The early game is way easier now, partly from the 2 times click damage, but mainly from the milestone secondary effect of providing an extra starting Gnorp for every talent point. This made saving up 3 Zibellium really easy, completing an achievement. Yay, 3! With this much Zybellium so early on, I could finally unlock additional housing. At the cost of 1 Zybellium and 9 Gnorps, I would get 1 free house for every 3 houses. But that's not all, because my free houses also got free houses, creating a compounding effect that just provided too many Gnorps to pass up on. The only reason I hadn't gotten it earlier was because I never had 9 Gnorps to spare after gaining a Zybellium. Speaking of unskippable Zybellium upgrades, I finally had the resources to unlock Vulnerability, which, putting all of its glorious perks aside, would be almost impossible to beat the game without, thanks to a perk later on.
It's Gnorping time.
Oh my gosh, look at the fountain.
Oh, this is beginning to look like a bullet hell game.
Now bringing back the glorious perks I set aside just a moment ago, Vulnerability makes everything that hits it after it's triggered go straight into the stash. Now normally this would be hard to rely on since it requires 240 rockets to trigger Vulnerability, and any subsequent rockets don't extend its duration. However, as you just saw, thanks to the perk Project Constellation, all the rockets are saved up every 20 seconds to be sent down at a batch, completely mitigating the issue. Also thanks to its extra power, it was easy to get another compression event and another prestige point, leaving the runners with nothing left to do. Now on a new highest prestige level, I noticed a new upgrade in the GPL that wasn't there before. Pocket Rockets. Unlocked for purchase after getting the YX1AB, you know what? Let me just read the description on this one. Bombers now get an ace teleported into their pockets. Rockets. When bombers deal damage, they get 2 pocket rockets teleported into their rocket pocket. Rockets deal 400 damage unaffected by the multiplier, with a range of 0 to 5. Sadly, teleporting back in time leaves their rocket pockets empty, and that also sadly makes sense. TLDR, listen for the high-pitched whistling sound, and that's another rocket added on.
It's so loud.
There's so many!
Oh god, I'm terrified for this.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god. This is hypnotic.
This is amazing!
This is beautiful.
If there was ever going to be an issue with consistent vulnerability, this one upgrade solved it before it could even happen. What is this?
Epilepsy?
At this point, I have far more shards than any other run. While pocket rockets were the clear next piece in the puzzle, they were also the last obvious one, and I only got 2 more prestige points out of it. That left just one question. How do we get the other prestige points? We still need 7 more till the final bit in the tech tree. Welp, this is a strategy game for a reason. Not only are there more perks and upgrades to find, but there are also several more key interactions to discover. Like, why is the YX1AB so much faster now? For now, since this is an interesting amalgamation with an idle game, I left the game for a couple of hours gaining 35 new Gnorps. Since almost all damage was from the GPL, that adds up to around a 35% damage gain. Plenty for the next compression event.
What's the next color after light blue? Maybe yellow this time? Maybe I'll be right. Yeah, we got it.
There we are.
It was yellow.
Oh my gosh, you got it. With Gnorpio grabbing the Zybellium, I unlocked another core ingredient in the victory recipe revealed in the rock analysis lab after the 6th compression, reclamation nullification. Sticking with PvZ analogies, this would be the umbrella leaf, protecting me from the rock's appetite by an amount equivalent to the collection. Also, apologies about the deep fried look, but my recording settings really did not agree with the amount of rockets now on screen. Oh my gosh, there's so many rockets. Yeah. Wait a second, ready?
That was like a good 2 seconds.
Yeah, why is there more rockets now? What happened?
I don't know.
That's more rockets, right?
That is way more rockets.
That is a lot more rockets.
That is significantly more rockets.
Oh my gosh.
That's like a good 3 seconds.
That's double. Look it. The rocket damage went up. What happened?
Did we break the game?
Each step brings us closer to the truth about the rocket's true power, but I haven't discovered it quite yet. On the other hand, 3 prestige points is far more than what I needed from this run, and I'm not going to AFK for 10 hours just to get 1 more, so it's time to pick up some new perks. For my first pick, I couldn't pass up a good deal and got deals, a solid perk shooting 2 arrows for the price of 1. Then I got a combo I've been waiting for ever since I first chose fire at the beginning of the game. Frost Fire with Super Shatter. These 2 perks completely change up the way ice functions in its interaction with fire. But let me build up there first so I can show you instead of just telling you how it works. Thanks to Zybellium Mastery, the milestone perk, we now start with a free Zybellium, and a free additional house for every Zybellium spent. I can also now coax the Zybellium to come closer to the rock analysis lab by, and I quote, clicking the bulb on top of the rock analysis lab. However, this wouldn't be replacing Gnorpio anytime soon, as apparently there is a right and wrong way to coax Zybellium, as there is an achievement to coax successfully 20 times in a row, and all I managed to do was send the Zybellium flying off screen. And then this is a Gnorp positive purchase.
I love the term Gnorp positive, that's great.
And now break time is unlocked immediately. What? Now that all the rebuilding prerequisites are out of the way, I can finally talk about how the new perks work. While the archers can only shoot 1 type of arrow at a time, thanks to Future to Back, the Gnorp riflemen can shoot the other type of arrow. Since only 2 riflemen are needed for 100% uptime on fire, the archers will be shooting ice. Oh my gosh, look at how long the rock is frozen for.
This is starting to be terrified.
Are you scared of what's gonna happen?
Oh my god. Oh!
You know that worked?
It did.
Before the perks, 6 arrows would freeze the rock. While frozen, all damage was stored, then doubled and released after a set amount of time with a 4-second cooldown. Double damage is great, but fire would break it, and the range of 0 to 3 was just way too small. Now Frostfire fixed the fire issue, and Super Shatter fixed all the others. While it removed the 2 times damage, it also removed the cooldown and greatly increased the range and frozen time. Why would frozen time matter, especially at the cost of periodic double damage? Well, since the rock eats more the closer to the compression event it gets, tipping it over the last bit becomes the hardest part. And if 25 seconds of damage could be grouped all at once, well, that would burst the rock past the hardest bit. And I'll just let my past self explain the range real quick. So we need vulnerability now, and then pocket rockets. And now we have this again. What is this gonna look like?
Oh, not again.
I want to see what it looks like when it gets vulnerable and frozen. What happens?
I'm scared to find out.
Because it's vulnerable and frozen right now. What is this gonna look like? Oh my gosh, it's perfect. It lands right in front of the stash and it doesn't land in the stash.
Wait, this is great.
Oh, because the shatter range is 4 to 8. So I believe it's canceling out the vulnerable range because it's happening when it shatters. So it's controlling where it lands.
This is so useful.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, this is so good.
This was the solution.
Actually.
It's actually even better than that because thanks to Frostfire, the shatter inherits the range of popcorn, giving it an 8 to 9 range, the furthest smallest possible range in the game without flying directly into the stash. Oh, if I turn off the express are get protocoling throwing back here, I think is what's happening. Is that what's happening? Then maybe buying this would help rocket damage. It is 3 Gnorps, but I'll give it a try. Let's see. Does it feel like there's a lot more being thrown at the rockets now?
No.
Kinda, right? Wait, I think there's more now. What if I get the next one? That's a lot more, right? I'm not crazy.
Okay, yeah, no, that is a lot more. Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. Turn back real quick to the rock.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot more.
Like 1 or 2, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a solid 3 seconds of hitting the rock.
Yeah. Okay, I think the get protocol was what we were missing. Finally, after all this time, I figured out the secret to the rockets.
Wait, there's Zybalium. It's being covered by all the rockets.
Let's just say the results were more than satisfactory. I'd be more inclined to call this a stream from a faucet than someone firing rockets. So I decided it was time for experimentation, and one inspiration for the GPL looked promising. For buying 3 Zygnorps, the GPL would get 2 timeshift impacts, and while it wouldn't mean more rockets, it would mean everything getting sped up, including the runners supplying the rockets. While I hadn't used the Zygnorps before, they were a collector unlocked in the academy for 1 Zybalium a pop. The only issue this plan could have is if the Zygnorps didn't supply the rockets and were so strong they starved the runners of any shards. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. Not only were the Zygnorps too strong, but the runners were so much faster that they burned through all the shards in seconds after each ice burst.
Look at how fast they're going. Oh my god.
Well, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. But all we needed from this run was 1 prestige point, and a temporary collection of 20 million was more than enough to get it. The arrow pile! Look at the guy in the back. What is going on with him?
I think he's having a seizure.
Look at, they're just waiting there, menacingly, until this happens. Hey, want to see me make a run-ending mistake? Yeah, don't get rid of popcorn. I guess it makes sense I didn't know what it did, since this was my response the first time I read the description. Shatter inherits the range of fire when fire is active.
What?
What? But it really wasn't that complicated. I should have gotten it. Shoot, I got rid of popcorn.
Oh, wait, what?
Ah, I'm restarting. Come back, popcorn. We need you. Yes, I'm collecting shards without a stash, and yes, that's an achievement. Is this allowed? Acquire shards without having built the stash. Now that my perks are finally settled in for a run, let's talk about them while I do a quick rebuild. To start off with, Arrow's Last Hurrah decreases the amount of arrows that get stuck in the rock, but gives them extra damage when they do, and lets the Rifle Gnorp's arrows stick as well. Next, Vulnerability Empowerment is the perk I was talking about way back when I said that vulnerability was basically required to beat the game. It lets us hit the rock really hard in the stomach, causing it to spit back up the last 10 seconds of shards it ate every 20 seconds when vulnerability triggers. With some simple math, that's 50% less raw consumption. And last but not least, New Building the Milestone perk literally just adds a new building called the Shrine, and we'll be seeing what that does shortly. Interrupting our local broadcast, we have a sick move by Gnorpio. Did you say you need 50 GPL Gnorps? Well, I can do 48. And now we finally built up enough to afford the shrine. Find the chosen. Gnorp legends speak of an extra strong Gnorp that can pull the sword embedded from the stone. Go, my Gnorp.
Come on.
You can do it. Don't give up. Come on, Gnorp.
Come on. Don't give up.
Ah.
Oh. I'm betting on this one. $100 million.
You got this, Gnorp. Go for it.
You lost me all my money. No.
So is that going to be cast or check?
Oh god.
Come on, Gnorp. For all of Gnorp
Come on,
kind.
come on.
You got this, Gnorp number 9 minus 4.
Come on, Gnorpesus.
Nope, he didn't. Gnorp number 6 or 7. Go Gnorp 7. Gnorp number 8. You can do this.
Your predecessors have waited years for this. Millennia. Millennia fate is on your shoulders.
Gnorp number 9. You're the last. Come on. He did it.
Wait, where's he going?
Going to do what his ancestors wanted.
He's gonna put in the rock.
Go Gnorp.
Come on.
Holy cow!
Okay.
Where'd he go?
It's in the rock.
He died.
Wait, go back to the shrine.
Oh.
You can...
I can sacrifice Gnorps?
What?
Gotta
buy some more housing, yeah.
Yeah, we need some sacrifices.
While the shrine's damage may only be temporary, by sacrificing 4 Gnorps, we gain access to the Accords, 3 powerful upgrades that I can only pick one of, at least for now. Okay, since I may be able to get all of them in the future, I'll give a quick summary of how each one works now. Reversal is another 50% rock reclamation nullifier. Overdrive is a lot of perks, but the main one is that it does 3% of the last minute's damage every time a bar fills. And Elasticord Power makes damage that is normally unaffected by the damage multiplier now affected at 13% efficiency. And if you're wondering what the multiplier is, it's the bar with the multiplier at the top of the screen that goes down if I don't click the rock for too long. But before I make a decision, I decided to check out the last building in the House of Shards I hadn't bought yet, the garden.
Gnorps, we need to cook.
Hulk jumps an additional time? Hulk?
I'm sorry?
Do we have Hulk now?
I don't know. What is Hulk?
The garden creates 3 different types of Gnorps that provide support. Starting off with the Director, provides a +1 min and max range. The range is not what matters though, as I'd accidentally picked a perk for them this run that you'll see in a sec. Hulk is a collector, but not as bad as the Zygnorps. He just pushes the shards from the rock towards the stash, really slowly. The last flower enhanced Gnorp though makes up for the entire Zybelium cost of the garden alone. Pukers provide a 1.5x damage increase, which can be buffed to a 2x with enriched puke at only a cost of 40% range. However, since our range is locked between 8 and 9, it doesn't affect us at all. And lastly, all of the enhanced Gnorps are made twice as fast with flower power.
Oh wait, the bar just filled up. Oh my gosh, there's a huge line. Ah!
Wait, where?
Look at, they're drinking the juice. Look at him go. He's puking. He's puking!
What the? Oh. Oh my god.
Here comes Hulk!
Oh my god.
Hulk smash!
Whoa.
He died, bro.
Okay, that was kind of pointless.
Oh, here's the Director.
And here's that perk I was talking about, Return to Sender. The Director will pick up a third of the arrows stuck in the rock and return them to the archers, increasing their fire rate even more. Oh yeah, and that clip was recorded during a compression event. Welcome to the 8th out of 10 compression, light blue. To celebrate, I decided on Overdrive for the Accord, since raw damage would help the most right now. Thanks to having the garden now, a new upgrade was unlocked in the GPL for more damage per bomber.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, look at how much damage the puke is doing!
Oh.
Oh, there's the collapse event.
Oh, what's after turquoise? Is it like a dark red? What is that?
It's like a magenta.
Wait, what tier are you on?
9 out of 10. We're close.
Ooh.
No matter how close we were or how many arrows we fired, it was still impossible to get to the next compression event. Inches away from filling up the bar, the rock's reclamation decided to exponentially increase to surpass all sources of our damage. If only there was a perk that decreased rock reclamation by 50%. Oh wait, vulnerability empowerment. Why don't I have it this run? Yeah, the greatest throw of the century, and you'll hear about the reason in a second. But because I lacked the perk, even after hours of AFKing, I couldn't get more than 2 prestige points, leaving the last bracket with amazing perks just out of reach. But thanks to that, you get to see this cursed run where Gnorpio has a machine gun firing rockets.
Gnorpio! Gnorpio, my man!
My boy, Gnorpio! And the 9th Gnorp said, I am the chosen.
Yeah, that run didn't get far. I was even using Mountaineers, and those suck. However, it was not all for naught, as I got an achievement out of it, Mountaineers number 1. Have the Mountaineers collect the most. But now it's time for my moment of realization.
I'm so stupid. I thought vulnerable was weak spots for this perk. This would make us do double damage and have the rock return anything it sucked with our previous strategy.
Wait,
I'm
what?
so stupid.
No way.
I completely read it wrong.
No way.
So it's back to the previous perks plus vulnerability empowerment. But one thing I did learn from the previous run was how to coax successfully. I just have to click the light bulb only when it's lit, do it 20 times in a row, and that's an achievement. Skipping forward to the 9th 9th compression event, I have 2 Zybelium to spare. And after seeing how well 2x damage from the puke did, I knew 3x damage from the Zybelium arrows would be even more amazing. However, I can't have 3 types of arrows.
Unless I could micro.
You can what now?
I can micro them between fire and ice.
Oh my god.
So every time that the ice runs out, I switch it back to ice.
This is a whole new level of intricate.
That was the ultimate final level of tech, also completing the hex set of rock debuffs. Zybelium arrows easily took the #1 spot on damage, clearing the threshold for the 10th compression event.
There we are. Yes!
Alright, what's gonna happen?
This is 10 out of 10. That means we probably have to clear 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's rainbow.
Oh.
10 out of 10 was not in fact the end, but the final stage. We just have to fill up this bar and something will happen. However, even with the micro boosted strategy, we just didn't have the damage to finish the stage. To make matters even worse, getting the prestige point wouldn't be easy since I put everything towards the compression event. I barely scraped enough Gnorps together for collection to be half of damage securing the point. We're now on to the final bracket of perks, and there are 3 here that will be a huge help in getting over the final hurdle. Gnorp Caliber Unleashed allows all accords to be used at once, which is great for the 50% consumption decrease while not sacrificing our 3rd highest damage dealer, but also all the other benefits I already explained. I'll just read the next one since it's too good to summarize. Operation Pocket Rocket Timeshift Reenactment. Bombers are not happy with pocket rockets leaving their rocket pockets, so if you insert a point into this socket, you can make it so that pocket rockets are kept in their rocket pockets when bombers hit reverse on the clocket. Man, I love the descriptions in this game. Basically, that means pocket rockets no longer only activate on the first drop, but every subsequent timeshift impact drop. You just have to look at the arrow maker to know how good that is. Also, last and certainly not least, we have Agitated Zybe. This lets us get 3 extra Zybelium, but only if I can get a compression event within 5 minutes of the previous one. And don't forget, Gnorpio moves twice as fast. Thank Gnorp.
Wait, look at this. Do you see that?
What?
Look at how fast Gnorpio is.
Yes! Gnorpio, my boy.
1 hat for the rock. Here, I'm trying to build up as much as I can on compression 1 before sending it to get all the agitated Zybe I can.
Whoa.
Oh!
This is driving my blood pressure through the roof.
I don't know if there's coming back after buying Ultra Boost. There's no going back.
There's no going back. Let's go. Alright, first compression.
What are you doing? Break. There we are.
Okay, second.
Alright, break.
Alright.
Alright, break.
Come on. Oh, yeah, okay, that's...
Alright, that's a collapse event.
Alright,
Alright, there we are. We got 2 from that as well.
you can buy it.
Pocket rockets acquired. Cool. That's got to collapse.
Yes!
And with the insane amount of rockets from pocket rockets, we got all the extra Zybelium I could get.
Oh, there was only 1 from there. So we hit the end of the stress.
Ooh.
Reclamation Nullification, the Garden, Flower Power, the Chosen One. A number so high and distorted no one can read, and 5 timeshift impacts. We're ready.
Unlocked railgun.
Redacted. Could stop the rock from taking all our shards.
Yes.
The railgun will, redacted, but requires a redacted ton of shards to be built.
Yes! What does the railgun look like?
The finale.
The finale.
We just need 2 Gnorps and 260 million shards.
It is a tornado here. It is a vortex of colors.
I can't see anything.
Oh, you have to deal with the compression. The rock is reclaiming 400 million.
That is...
Oh my gosh, wait, look at how high it is!
Oh my god.
Because there's no compression event. You know, this certainly is a strategy.
Yeah, I think it might be the strategy. You have enough.
Let's get out of here.
The pile is sufficiently tall. The finale is ready to launch. 2 brave Gnorps are in their seats. You are ready. Initiate the finale.
It literally is a tornado above the rock.
Oh my god.
Go, my brave Gnorps. For all of Gnorpkind, you know what must be done. We thank you for your sacrifice.
Gnorpio is still shooting. He doesn't understand what's going on. The Gnorp Apologue.
Oh.
The finale beat the Gnorp Apologue. And now there are only 3 simple achievements left for 100%. I set up some Slimer perks with Modern Warfare and jumped into a post-game run.
Modern Warfare.
That's not terrifying at all.
Retro Futuristic Warfare. Have a rifle Gnorp shoot grenade arrows.
Yeah. I believe that's enough Gnorps.
It is. Toss him in the slammer.
Gnorp Slam. Have 100 Slimers.
That is Gnorptastic, I tell you.
Now there's only 1 achievement left, but I need 20 drones for it, and apparently they go up in price with each compression. So, back to compression 1 for the last achievement.
Oh my gosh, the rock is getting them. And there we are. Hello?
Is it not? Hold on. I guess maybe compress again?
Ah yes, the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
Why did it work? That is exactly 20 drones now, right?
Yep.
This is what I had last time. Alright, I just put them on break. And there we are.
Y2K, have 20 drones die at the same time.
Yeah! 100% time!
That's it.
Thank you to everyone that made it to the end of this video. Comment lemon if you made it here. For my final opinion on the game, I enjoyed the Gnorp Apologue. The entire game just had a feeling of care to it, like the developer enjoyed every aspect of making it. It seems like the developer is planning to add more and is even working on a sequel, so make sure to check out the game yourself, link is in the description. Overall, I rate the Gnorp Apologue
1 Gnorpillion likes.
out of 10. Thank you for watching.